13 Action News is following two breaking stories right now. 3 people, including a young child, are fighting to survive after a house fire. And Metro has taken over a Valley neighborhood after a woman is found dead inside a house. And we want to get right to that devastating house fire. Flames ripped through the attic of the home near Civic Center in St. George just hours ago, sending 3 people to the hospital. 13 Action News got to the scene just minutes after the fire broke out. David Schumann is live outside the house right now. David.
Fire crews and investigators are here right now working, and you can see some of that physical damage on the house, a few broken windows and some discoloration around that vent near the roof. The assistant chief with North Las Vegas Fire Department told us 3 people inside were hurt in the fire. A child was taken to a nearby hospital along with 2 adults. Sadly, they are all in critical condition tonight. These investigators are still working out how this fire started. We'll keep you updated on developments on that as well as on the victims. Reporting live, David Schumann, 13 Action News.
Now to our other breaking story. Metro police have a Valley neighborhood roped off after a woman is found dead inside a house near Rainbow and Gowan. 13 Action News was the first crew on the scene and has been monitoring the situation now for hours. 13 Action News anchor Christopher King is live. His neighbors say they've been concerned about what's going on inside there for months. Christopher.
Tricia, police were out here for hours, and this is the home they were looking at. At first, cops couldn't go inside because of the toxic fumes. Neighbors tell us there have been issues at this home before, and those neighbors are shaken up tonight.
Terrified.
Angie Turner can't believe it.
It is just bad.
A woman in the house right next to her died. A man in that same house is rushed to the hospital. All police are telling us right now, toxic fumes are to blame.
Carbon monoxide poisoning is really scary.
I'm very concerned.
The exact details of how it all happened are still unclear. Tom Valento lives down the street. He complains police have come to this neighborhood for emergency calls several times in the past few months.
There's children in the neighborhood. My house is in jeopardy. My family has to go through this all the time.
Now, police are not releasing the names of the victims. Neighbors tell us that they are not surprised by this tragedy. We are working to hammer down more details in this story. Live at Cross Timber, Christopher King, 13 Action News.
And we're also following breaking news out on the roads. North Las Vegas police are shutting down streets after a massive crash. This happened at Ann and Coleman. 3 people were taken to the hospital. If you can avoid this area, we're hearing that Ann Road is shut down. And right now, authorities are investigating the death of an infant who died at a Lake Mead campsite over Thanksgiving weekend. A Good Samaritan heard screams for help and then ran to the child. He performed CPR until paramedics arrived, but it was too late. The coroner hasn't released the cause of death. And a pet is dead after a mobile home fire just hours ago on Pecos near Gowan. No one was at home at the time of the fire. Investigators are still trying to figure out what sparked it. New tonight, police are releasing surveillance pictures in hopes that someone recognizes this man who pulled a gun on a clerk. Authorities say he robbed a store on East Tropicana in Nellis last month. He's wearing a distinctive red hat that says City of Sin, Las Vegas. He also has long blonde hair and a soul patch. If you recognize him, call police. Well, it's not your typical bust, but police say these women were running a Victoria's Secret theft ring. $10,000 worth of underwear were taken from stores around the valley, including the district at Green Valley. That's where police say they ran in, grabbed merchandise from the display tables, and took off.
Oh, it's disgusting, and I'm scared for my kid's life.
You ask and we investigate. Mothers desperate for help are turning to Action News tonight after they say that rats have infested their homes. The complex is called Villa del Rio, and 13 Action News reporter Masa Saidi was there at Nellis and Twain earlier to get answers. And she's live now with a story you'll see only on 13 Action News.
Carla, one mom didn't want to go on camera. She thought she might immediately be kicked out of her apartment, but another who created this flyer wanted to talk with us about the impact the rats have had on her children.
Rats. Rats.
It's almost become a song.
Rats.
2-year-old Jimmy looks for them.
Rats.
Talks about what they leave behind.
Poop.
Even warns reporters of the danger.
Rat. Careful.
Careful, he said, moments before he recreates how mommy kills them. Cell phone video rolling at Christina Dalton's house when one of the critters is caught.
His face is stuck on there.
Dragged out. Screams all the way.
I was like, oh, hell no.
But oh heck yeah, check out these pictures. She says she's caught 7 since October 5th.
They hop on my counters, they climb on my table. Can't even cook dinner in my kitchen.
The horrible scene behind her stove and pretty much everywhere else.
That is a rat poop, rat feces inside of my dishes.
The mom of 2 constantly cleaning and washing her kids' hands. Her fear?
Rat poop is gonna give them some type of disease or something, and I'm currently pregnant.
The rats breaking in through various holes she says management refuses to fix.
Stuffed it with towels and my kids' clothes.
By the week's end, Dalton says she's out of here.
I have to spend money on deposits and first month's rent, and it's Christmas time.
And we walked into the leasing office right before they closed. They had no comment and asked us to leave. We know pest control has been out to the complex, and we're going to follow up with management again tomorrow to see if more can and should be done. Masa Saidi, 13 Action News.
And we heard about this story when a viewer reached out for our help. And if you have a story that you'd like us to look into, just send us an email to 13investigates@ktnv.com, and please be sure to include your phone number.
It's a story you'll see only on Action News. We're getting results for a woman who says she was asked to take off her religious headscarf at a restaurant on the Strip. It happened at the Fireside Lounge inside the Pepper Mill. A restaurant manager told the woman it was a policy that had been in place for 10 years, and it was a security issue, not a religious one.
I wear hijab all day, and I see hundreds of thousands of customers, and I've never been treated like that, ever.
Well, thanks to our story, this incident shouldn't happen to another customer. Just hours ago, Pepper Mill Resorts sent us a statement saying it reviewed the restaurant's headwear policy and decided it is no longer necessary. We're following developments on that outbreak of deadly tornadoes in the southeast. In just the past 48 hours, there have been 35 confirmed twisters in 8 states. In Tennessee and Alabama, residents are picking up the pieces after more than a dozen tornadoes tore through their neighborhoods. At least 5 people have died.
And in eastern Tennessee, residents have begun returning to their homes after those historic wildfires. Hundreds of structures destroyed and at least 10 people killed. Dolly Parton, who is from that area, has promised $1,000 a month to each family affected.
President-elect Donald Trump is returning to a Marine veteran to be his Secretary of Defense. Retired Marine General James Mattis spent 44 years in the Marine Corps and has an interesting nickname.
We are going to appoint Mad Dog Mattis as our Secretary of Defense. They say he's the closest thing to General George Patton that we have, and it's about time.
He made the announcement at the start of his campaign-style thank you rally in Cincinnati, Ohio today.
She's 68 years old, but she's proving that age is just a number this year at this year's National Finals Rodeo. In the rodeo world, Mary Berger is the equivalent of an NBA star. The professional barrel racer walked into tonight's competition as the front runner and the favorite. She's in 6th place, but still has several more showings to go, and she says she is not slowing down.
That's just what I do, and I just don't want to quit, and I guess I'm just too headstrong not to slow down. I just keep moving, so I don't plan on sitting down.
And we spoke to several cowboys who said that they are big fans of hers, and they doubt their mother or grandmother could do what she does.
Wow, I'm a fan too. Well, get this, imagine being attacked and beaten outside your home by a stranger, and then imagine being stuck in that home living in fear. Well, for one woman, that was her reality until Contact 13 stepped in.
Plus, terrifying footage from a Carnival cruise shows a teenager dangling off the side of the ship. Tonight, we're learning more about what happened.
Temperatures tomorrow, that's only the half of it because we're bringing in big wind that will really start to crank up. You'll feel it by tomorrow morning, I assure you that, in the overnight hours as well. How long will it last? I'll have that for you coming up in your 13 First Look forecast.
And we're staying on top of breaking news. 3 people hospitalized after flames ripped through this house. We'll have a live update when we come back.